as we do every day, and talk to Kevin. Good morning, Kevin. What's on your mind, buddy?
Well, I wanted to know why you're not wearing a mask in the chicken coop, Curt.
Yeah, I don't really do that. I probably should.
You can get one down at Home Depot or something, man.
What's up?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go military surplus, but you can.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot hotter. The trolls, that follow you, on Twitter and everything, that shows the insanity of the left. There's a lot of leftists over there in the national sport.
Yeah. Well, it also confirms that I'm bothering people I want to bother.
You got them rolling.
Yeah. Well, it's like I always used to tell people.
You alone, Curt.
No, but I used to tell people,
They're
Kevin.
worse than me interrupting you.
When you go, and I interrupt you probably more than you interrupt me, but when you go to Yankee Stadium, and the fans in the Yankee fans don't boo players that suck. So getting booed in Yankee Stadium is kind of a sign of achievement. These people they're trolling. They're now the media. I'm starting to see like mainstream media outlets writing character assassination pieces on me, and that means I'm hitting the nerve somewhere.
Yeah. I like that hog leg you walk around with, man. That's good. Yeah, keep it there, bud.
Yeah. What? Hey, let me ask you. What? There's somebody on Breitbart talking about the failed missile tests over in North Korea, and a security expert actually says that he believes that North Korea has 2 satellites that are positioned and optimized for a surprise EMP attack.
Exactly, Curt. It doesn't have to have a re-entry vehicle. It doesn't have to be hardened. It just has to go up, and it just has to circle. And remember I told you Super Bowl, not this year, but last year, when the stadium was about emptied out, North Korea's first satellite passed overhead.
Yeah.
So it's probably already there.
Right.
And the players here have if you see what's happening around the world in socialism, in France and everything. For us to be played by these parties that we think are separated or that we're driving wedges between them, we could be getting played at the same time. And I'm hoping people are thinking along those lines just for our safety.
Right.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Trump needs to hear some of the voices of the bottom dwellers, people like me. I'm not you, Curt, because, you got a platform and everything like that. But, Trump's listening. You need some hard hat advice,
Well, I always pictured Bannon as one of the guys that could give him that perspective.
Well, yeah, but see, he can only do so much,
right.
And, he's always looked at, and so you never know when the jaundice eye can take him in. But, with Jared's family selling visas in China and everything, it's just absolutely terrible.
Right.
His daughter actually just about champions socialistic causes. I'm waiting for her to come out for UNICEF, man, trick or treat, man.
Well, so I firmly believe the next conflict that we enter will be I don't think it'll be a military exchange in the conventional sense.
I always used to argue with Ollie North that I thought the North Koreans could assemble a medium-range rocket in the vast expanses of Canada and mount a nuke on it and send it up real quick over Nebraska and do the EMP that way. But he always said that he was worried about an Iranian missile from Venezuela.
Really?
Which is quite possible, too.
Wow.
But here's the thing, Curt. There's more Chinese in Panama now than there are Panamanians because they actually greased the skids, and not even being the lowest bid, they got control of both ends of the Panama Canal.
Really?
And if we want to send our ships from the Atlantic into the Pacific, we have to deal with them. And also, they can have containers filled with cruise missiles there, or their facility in the Bahamas. we're there with wearing French underwear with a zipper in the back, and so.
Yeah, I gotta ask you, what do you think? I mean, what's next for France? I mean, I don't want.
Here's the other thing too. Here's the other thing. That Russian nuclear submarine that was sitting in the Gulf of Mexico. Now here, if you put something into the Gulf Stream and it just lazes along down at the bottom, lost in the rest of the stuff that's going around through there, and it just slowly makes its way up to St. Mary's and rests on the bottom. St. Mary's, Georgia is a sub-pen. It's right. Just like Groton.
Right.
So it doesn't take much to see that the United States has been outsmarted and to oblivion. And for us to go rattling sabers right now all over the world it does not necessarily have to be the thing that we need to do. And I might point out we lost those 2 Rangers and everything.
Yes.
And here's the deal, Kurt. I really want to talk about France, but, when we go somewhere, we need overwhelming force.
Right.
I would not want to advance on anything except behind a strafing aircraft. There's no reason why our boys shouldn't do that.
Right.
And it's a shame that we don't have killers and crooks in the military, because then it would probably harden some of the folks. When you learn to fight off of somebody that is a street fighter, you actually are learning some really good stuff. And the 22 a day, Kurt, I've heard it so much, I want to know who the 22 a day are.
Yeah.
I want their faces. Every single day, I want their faces up there. If they want to get on the Facebook, they know what to do. But I mean, I need to know if this is really true.
Right, and that's
something that people just instead of some people just repeat as a mantra. Right. 22 a day, 22 a day. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, and I don't believe God would let that happen.
I hope it's not true. Number one, but
I do too.
Well,
I do too. It will make me feel a lot better.
You saw the 97% for climate change. That was a lie, but look at that number's accepted. That number is globally accepted.
It's repeated enough.
Yep.
It's repeated enough, it gets accepted. And so then it weakens us in the long run.
Right.
Because people think, well, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Well, I'm fucked in the head right now because I'm on the problem.
But that, Kevin, that was what happened here last week when I called out the whole Adam Jones thing. I'm not denying racism exists. I'm just denying that event happened because it's a little event.
Well, you nailed it because you know that environment better than most, Kurt.
Right.
Like it can't stand if nobody said, there's cell phone video of this guy doing it. It's so immediate.
But you have the liberals come back. Their first, and I can't believe that we're allowing them to defend but their first question is, why would somebody lie? And I keep trying to point people to websites that have thousands of fake hoax hate crimes. It's to keep a message that maybe isn't as true as people want to believe. And
well, when you go and grab a fact and hand it to a liberal, you're just allowing them to gather the argument into their corner. You just you pretty soon you're just going to have to tell them, you're really messed up in the head, and there's no help for you. So why should you and I argue?
Right. Well, again, when you look at the same thing, the climate change, right? The climate change thing. People say, well, why would they lie? There's trillions of dollars at stake in this climate change argument, and they still have yet. Everything has been, every prediction has been off or wrong. Every prediction has not come true. And I said last week,
George Soros wanted to make money off of the taxes and everything from carbon and all. And so really what they were trying to do was trash the whole world economy.
Well, it's happening.
And then take us over to something else of their own design.
I keep trying to take Kevin.
And so if we are here in the United States of America and we are a nation of laws and we allow this to go forward, such as Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner, they go behind closed doors and they let out the secrets, and then everybody says, well, the lawyers have this all wrapped up. Nothing can happen to you because it wasn't laid out as if it was a secret. So it's just legalese. Well, Kurt, remember when I said there's no more closed-door meetings because there ain't no secret we got that ain't known.
Right. Well, and I continue to ask questions around the fact that, well, we just found out that as Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton mailed classified emails to Anthony Weiner. I mean, okay, that's not a scandal, Kevin. That's a crime. Why do
it's hide on the barn wall type of crime,
Right. Right.
And Chuck Schumer and his vitriolic opposition to the facts. We need to go up there and ask him what color feathers he wants.
He is.
It's time.
He is. You know what he is? He's Nancy Pelosi with a penis. He is.
Maybe a little one, Curt.
Well, yeah, well, that's fine. But I can't.
He's got a little wiener.
Every time they open they say something stupider than the last. And he's commenting now if Donald Trump continues over the next 2 years like he has the first 100 days, we may be able to take the Senate. I'm thinking to myself, I don't know. The map, for me anyway, has gotten redder since the election. And because there's no way he's getting stuff done. The media just refuses to admit it. And to go blue would mean you'd have to side with this media, which I don't know how anybody can do.
Well, we see that it's a global media, and it's run by the same families. There are people who say that there's a Dutch financial guy who came clean on, and he said that they were sacrificing children and he couldn't do it, and he has since spoken up. And, he says there's like 8,500 people that run the world. That's where the money revolves around, about 8,500 people. And you can see that, they would just love to vacation wherever they want and have just enough folks on the earth that they could take care of them. And, it's a far-fetched science fiction thing, but there's no reason not to believe it when you see the organizations that they have made and the control that they have exerted throughout the world.
Kevin, it's a pleasure, buddy. Let's have a good day and stay safe. And the blog is barefootcavalry.com, correct?
It sure is, Curt. Right. And, I wish I could have said something about France, but they've been leftist since the Jacobins. But And then the Russians brought the French language into their court. And look what they got.
I tried to explain to people France is the only battle France has ever won was the Revolution when they fought themselves, and that's going to prove itself out here in the near future. That's Kevin from Florida. 877-240-1776 is the call-in number.